Tailgating, with all its sights and sounds and social merriment, can be quite an experience. Friends get together, reminisce, and eat and drink. However, to go to one on an EUC can pose some challenging issues. Today we are tailgating, and instead of parking somewhere for 20 bucks and still walking great distances, we will use our EUCs. I have 12-pack cans of beer, Corona Light baby. In addition, I will also be carrying 2 foldable folding chairs while riding my KS18L. We are going to use our EUC and ride about 1.5 miles without having to pay any parking fee. We will also get to face some terrain and incline challenges on this adventure too. So I have 12-pack cans of beer, 2 foldable chairs, and my buddy just has his wheel. Anything can happen when we ride our EUCs. For the experienced out there, you already know and hopefully practice this, but for the newbies out there, I think this will be quite helpful. My friend riding with me is a relative newbie, so he learned some what to do and not to do things. First off, our batteries were 100% charged the night before. That in itself will cause a potential problem. The inherent regenerative braking capability of the fully charged batteries can result in a power cutout when we go downhill soon. I told my friend to just ride around a little bit before we started. I decided to do all the equipment carrying since that would require more experience. As I am getting close to the bottom of the hill, there is oncoming traffic, and traffic is pretty vigorous even at this early morning. I got off my wheel and just decided to trolley because it was just not worth it. The Belgian blocks were also kind of uneven. It was good to see that Ken dismounted his wheel and was trolleying towards me. So, as I am approaching this narrow path, this is where I had my bad accident, and I was getting quite nervous as I was passing through it. Coming up on this narrow path is a telephone cable spiked to the ground, which could easily have clipped my pedals and caused another bad fall. Next up is not necessarily a terrain or obstacle issue, but more of a human issue. When you see a cop or park ranger, just ride very slowly and be careful. Show that you are responsible. Being fully geared also helps. Same with passing pedestrians. Ride slowly, say excuse me, and just be very respectful of others. As I approach a cop, I start to slow down and show myself to be a responsible individual. I didn't try to show any arrogance. I was talking, he was asking me tons of questions, joking around, making sure that he is very comfortable with me. The cops are basically concerned about the pedestrian safety here, as well as the motorist safety. So if you show yourself to be a responsible person, you should get no grief. Next up in the challenge is the hill with a 28-degree of slope. So this should be pretty interesting. had a great time at the tailgate party. Spent a few hours there chatting, reminiscing with old friends that I hadn't seen for decades. I watched some of the parade, had some good food, even had a half can of beer about an hour before I left. So I am actually mentally alert. So I checked my gear. I have just 2 portable carry-on chairs with me in tow, so that won't be so bad. Next up in my journey is now the perilous downward ride down the hill with a 28-degree slope. So I was making sure I was quite alert here and not be distracted as the onlookers are looking at me. So I go down very carefully, basically just applying back pressure on my pedals and just being careful that I did not face plant. My newbie friend is also going down the hill, and I was kind of worried about him. But here I am. I have to focus on myself and make sure that I don't fall down. A cutout at this point would be quite painful and rather a big tragedy, since I had removed my removable chin guard. As I am getting close to the bottom, I see more people, and I see a few cops at the bottom of the hill. So now I have to show great caution as I get closer. I decide to, of course, dismount and use my trolley and show an air of responsibility. Again, it's all about impressions. If you are fully geared and you are moving slowly and not doing any hotshot rides, you'll get a lot of respect. As we passed by the cops, we again got more looks of wonder, and they asked a lot of questions about our wheel, and we were more than happy to answer all their questions. As we head off, we get prepared for other obstacles along the way. So, knowing full well that the cops are looking at us, I rode very slowly. As pedestrians are passing by, I showed my usual EUC etiquette and just rode slowly and just carefully wait for the opportunity to pass the pedestrians. Slowly pass them and always be cognizant and alert and make sure nobody gets hurt. In my 4 years experience in dealing with park rangers and cops, I have only ever been stopped once, and I know very well the reason why. Basically, it's how one presents yourself. I had passed this park ranger. I was probably going close to 20 miles per hour, and so it showed to him that I was irresponsible and I might get somebody hurt. So presentation is everything. Next up here, I see pedestrians, so I just take a different path. It was narrow. I didn't even want to come close to them. Very careful again for the telephone cable, so always be vigilant and alert, please. As I am crossing this narrow bridge, up ahead I see pedestrians, so I'm very wary. I slow down, especially with 2 big bulky portable chairs. That was close. Next up, I am passing where I had my accident, so I was kind of careful at this point. I didn't want any more deja vu. As I am about to cross the intersection, I see 4 cops, so I decide to trolley and show again an air of responsibility, and the cop is talking to me and joking around. I noticed in my peripheral vision that my friend wheeled across the intersection and wheeled up the incline. Today was a great day for tailgating and an amazing day for EUC. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, guys and gals, and until next time.